Hey, good morning. Good morning. It's the Sunday morning coffee talk show. So, we're going to have a fun show. It's just me right now. And have no fear. We'll have some friends that will pop in a little bit. But for today's topic, first off, I want to shout everyone out in the comments. We got Jeff and Bebop, two great friends and guests of the show. Um, Shout out to you guys. Hope you got a cup of coffee and doing okay this morning. As for everyone else who's popping in or who might be coming back through later, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you like what we got going on here, it'd be great to see you, share. And we'd like to build a great community. And when I mean that, there's a lot of 49er content creators that like to work with each other. They like bouncing ideas off of each other. So, if you know a friend and you tell a friend and, you somehow become a friend, we have a great amount of people that have phrases like that. And I might be using one from a good buddy, but, it's just one of those things. We want to build a community and there's an idea. If there's a place where you can go and talk 49ers football and you have friends that are a part of that, you want to go to a place where you are known and you want to go to a place where people know your face, kind of like that TV show Cheers, right? So cheers to you guys. Again, good morning. It's Coffee Talk. So let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit of 49er football. And if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. Let's start the morning off. Sometimes, I have a joke here or there, and sometimes they're better and sometimes they're worse. So let's go ahead and start the show off with a joke because I like my dad jokes. You guys know I like my dad jokes. So I was going to the store the other day and I was looking for some clothes, and I thought this was funny. So I went to buy some camouflage pants, and I couldn't find any. Just read that and soak that in. You'll definitely get it. Once you get it, then you'll know. Yes, I went to the store to buy some camouflage pants, but I couldn't find any. They just kind of blended in, right? Again, we love the dad jokes. They're never offensive. They're one of those things that's just fun to talk about, and it opens up a conversation. Sometimes it's a step to the left. All right, so shout out to everybody in the chat again. Bebop, Jeff, my good buddies. We got Orlando Magic Nation. He's new. He's a good guy. Check him out. He's got a great channel. We got John J, the 49ers Ultimate Report, and I'm going to bring in a good buddy down below. Good morning, Steve-O. How are you doing today?
What's up?
So I got some topics to talk about today. I think we can have a little bit of fun. And I know you like to bet a little bit, but you like to bet strategically. You like to place bets where you're going to win because if you're going to bet, you want to make something off of it. So today's topic, and we can get more into detail when people come into the show, but it's dark horses. Like who's going to be the dark horse of this year's league? What player? What team? And I kind of got an idea who's the better teams. I think we all have an idea who's a better team. So we could basically eliminate like the Chiefs and the Niners and the Eagles because we all expect them to be there. But when we start getting into it, like we have like the Texans and Colts and Cardinals, Bears. Could either one of those teams run, and make a serious run? Now, I would have to say, like, again, like out of the Texans, Colts, Cardinals, and Bears, oh my, right? No, no, you look at the Texans, they have a new coach, right? So you don't really know what they could do there. Anything's really possible. The Colts, they could still have Matt Ryan there, or they could run with their new quarterback. I'm not sure what Matt Ryan's fate is in Indianapolis. The Cardinals, they still have a team, and if they could get behind Colt McCoy, they could make some noise. A lot of people are putting them totally out. And the Bears, I know a lot of people like the quarterback, but they still call them the Bears. And with the ups and downs with Love now being the quarterback, and then you like that Kirk Cousins. There's some choke games there, and then Detroit's still Detroit, but they're up and coming, right? So I think those four teams, the Texans, Colts, or Cardinals, Bears, are potentially the four dark horse teams in the league. what are your thoughts? What would you throw out? Ideally, I know it's one of those big topics because anybody really could be a dark horse. But if you look at it, if you know something about the team already, then they're not typically a dark horse. These are teams that are like coming together, and again, like we know like Derek Carr is a good quarterback, but with him being with the Saints, that makes them a dark horse team. So I'm gonna ask you, what's your what is your dark horse? And you don't have to have one, but what would be a dark horse team for you in the NFL this year?
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
For some reason, my computer is like lagging, but my phone seems to be fine. What do you mean by dark horse? Like make the playoffs?
Yeah, so a dark horse team is a team that everybody counts out, and then they end up making it, winning it. And we could just say, a dark horse team. We won't say win the championship, but a dark horse team for us will at least have to make the playoffs. So whoever you pick, you have to expect them to make the playoffs.
Okay. I mean, as far as the Colts go, look, they had like 8 Pro Bowlers the year before, and then they just fell off the cliff with Matt
Mm-hmm.
Ryan. They drafted a rookie. Now they're getting in trouble. I like the Colts. I've always liked the Colts. I have no, maybe with Peyton Manning, I don't know, but I've always kind of, I root for them when I see them on TV. The Texans, of course, I'm going to root for, but I could care less what they do, or I should say, I could care more what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the team that I think, and I actually, I had to go buy a new flag because I left mine outside this summer, and I ran into a guy that does fantasy football all the time. I haven't seen him in a while, and he's a Panthers fan. So he gave me that whole jabbing of, how's your quarterback because of the, Sam Darnold. You know, I think Carolina's going to be it for me. They got
Okay.
they got, they got quite a few. They had pretty good draft selection, and so I'm going to run with Carolina.
I like Carolina too. I think that's a good choice because again, they have a rookie quarterback, they have a new coach, so you don't really know a lot. Are they going to be running the same system? Are they going to be jumping outside a little bit and doing something totally different? I think the only thing that's going to be the same is Sir Purr, their mascot. They even changed the color of the blue jersey this year, and they did it because I want to say Nike couldn't replicate the color blue that they have. So if you look at it, it's going to be just a different color hue. So I like that. So okay, would you consider like the Broncos or the Raiders a dark horse team this year?
I wouldn't Broncos. I would say no. I know they got a tough division, but I would say no because last year they had a lot of good pieces. It just didn't work, and so they had a lot of they had a lot of cap space to do some things, and they got Sean Payton now, which I'm not a big fan of, but he does have a ring, and so I'm gonna say the Broncos. I expect to be there, so I can't say they're a dark horse.
What's up,
Good
man?
morning, Mr. McNiner. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Awesome. Thank you
Hey,
for being here. We
you
got
need to cut off your, you need to cut off your sleeves, bro.
There.
No, I was talking to Bryant.
Oh, I
Oh,
got to cut off. Next episode. um, so our topic today, Mr. McNiner, David, is who is your dark horse of this year's league? And you can have more than one team. I kind of just wrote down the teams and put them in my order. I put them in 3 blocks of 10, and I put the 3 teams at the end. The 3 teams that I am totally eliminating from as a dark horse talk would be the 49ers, the Eagles, and the Chiefs. I think we all know that they're going to be pretty good. And then of course, like the Jaguars, the Bills, Seattle, just the typical teams. We already know they're going to be decent. So really, this is your opinion, so you can have it. But I threw it out there as the Texans, Colts, Cardinals, Bears. Those are my 4 dark horse teams. Those are probably going to be the top 4 teams to make the top draft pick too. So they're either going to be good and knock it out of the water, or they're going to be picking first in the draft this year. That's my opinion. So, who would you consider? I just kind of asked Steve, like between the Bears and well, between the Raiders and the Broncos, would you consider either one of those teams a dark horse candidate this year?
I honestly wouldn't, because the Raiders are going to be bad. You know, Josh McDaniels has done nothing in the league to prove that he's a good coach, and you know they just traded Derek Carr and swapped him out for a one-legged quarterback named James Richard Garoppolo. You know, so I don't think the Raiders are going to be good. When it comes to the Broncos, I don't know if I can list them as dark horse because of Sean Payton. I mean, you know, with Russell Wilson, we seriously don't know what he's going to do. Sean Payton's a smart head coach, though. And if Russell Wilson is a system quarterback, he more than likely will implement the system he's good at, you know? So I could see the Broncos being around the mid-mark, you know, if not better than that at this point.
Okay. So for me, like the Panthers, the Broncos, I think could be really successful this year, just turning it around with their new head coach. They could totally fall apart. I think it depends on their quarterback this year. If he's decent this year and is got the team behind him, I think he's going to really make some noise. The Raiders, I would kind of consider them a little bit of a dark horse team. We expect them to be bad. And if they turn out to be good, I think they could make some noise. I think if they get into the playoffs, and that's one thing too. What a dark horse team is like the one team no one expects, no one knows anything about, that wins it all. So for this topic, we're just going to say they have to at least make the playoffs. So I think the Raiders, I'm kind of expecting the Raiders to make the playoffs. I think they can make some noise and surprise some teams. And that's me secretly like fingers chaotically laughing in my head that Jimmy's going to do something, but we know it's not. But if it happens,
that's pretty good, man. You never know. Hey, Geno Smith, 9 years sucking. You never know.
Sometimes you just have to go to the right team. So like Derek Carr, he went from the Saints, from the Raiders now to the Saints. And that's interesting because the guy's got a big arm. He's going to be basically playing on a turf just like he was playing before. He's comfortable now. When you go from grass to turf, sometimes it takes a second to change. But the guy's be playing under a dome. He's got fast wide receivers. He's going to be set. So I kind of see the Saints making the playoffs. I wouldn't consider them a dark horse team, even though their quarterback and their team don't have that chemistry yet. They haven't gelled, but I see the Saints taking the South. All right, Steve-O, give us another dark horse team.
Oh, man. I can't even think of teams right now. It's a long weekend, man. Yeah, I forgot about Russell Wilson on the Broncos as well, so I definitely like that one.
Hey, John.
Can't think of one right now.
What's up, everybody? Good morning.
I just woke up. I can only think of like 5 teams right now.
That's all right. So, John, today's topic is the dark horse. Do you have a dark horse of the NFL that you think a team could make at least the playoffs? A dark horse should make the championship and win it all. But we want a team from you that no one's talking about, no one's counting to at least make the playoffs. They don't have to win the division. They just got to make the playoffs.
Wow, that's I haven't really thought about that yet because the season is not here yet. But if I had to pick one team right now, see, last year I chose the New York Giants to make the playoffs, and I was right. Dark horse. I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans. I know they're still a rebuilding team, but that division, there's a lot of question marks. Like I know the Jaguars are the best team right now, and all the other teams right there, there's a lot of questions. And I think D'Amico is a great coach. At this moment right now, I'm gonna go with the Texans, but I think my answer will change once the season starts. But I'm gonna stick with the Texans.
Yeah, I like that. I really do because you got the Texans and they got a new coach, and you don't know what's going to happen. They could do good, or they could end up finishing in the top for the draft. I actually wrote down the Texans, Colts, Cardinals, or Bears as the potential number one picks for the draft. But I also think that they could be a dark horse because we're definitely counting these four teams out. So again, like what you just said with the Texas, Houston Texans, we don't know. We don't know. They could catch fire. It could be like a Harbaugh situation where the Niners, they had a good team. This is a little different. The Texans don't have necessarily the same roster. But last year when we were doing our weekly pick'ems and stuff, I kept going with the Texans because they were scrapping. There was some dogfights with those games that they were playing. They were playing teams tough and they were losing. I don't know if they were losing on purpose because they wanted the draft pick and they knew the writing was on the wall. They were just changing their whole organization or what it was. But you guys remember that the Texans are they are a blue collar team. They will play 4 quarters of football with you. You better come to play. So, okay, David, give your team, a thought, even a quarterback or, somebody in the team, somebody in the league this year that's going to make noise that we're not expecting.
I honestly expect the Tennessee Titans to make noise.
All right.
Because last year they were bad. They have a good head coach. They have a pretty good defense. Derrick Henry was coming back off that ACL tear, which, he is an aging, bruising running back, which we all know how that ends up happening. But he's still on the team, and he'll still be, one of the better running backs in the league. But their quarterback situation, they got Tannehill. They have Malik Willis. Didn't they re-sign, I should say, Marcus Mariota?
Marcus Mariota went to, where did he go? He left the Falcons and I think he went to the Eagles.
Yes.
Yeah, he went to the Eagles. Oh, and the other day, correction, if anybody's listening, I said Josh Johnson went to the Eagles and he didn't. He went to the Ravens. So I'm so sorry. Sometimes I miss my teams, but again, I'm not perfect. You can fact check me. I'll apologize. I'm humble. But yeah, that's interesting. I like the Titans. I think they're going to at least finish second in their division. I think the Jaguars will be that division leader. But yeah, man, I like that. I really do. Okay, so I have in my 3, the way I broke it down again, I got like the Chiefs, the Niners, and the Eagles, the 3 best teams in the league. And then, we can rearrange this a little bit. So my first tier, my worst tier, I guess you would say, my top 10 would be Texans, Colts, Cardinals, Bears. The reason, again, the Texans are a rebuilding team. The Colts, we don't know what they're doing at quarterback. Cardinals, we don't know what they're doing at quarterback. Bears are the Bears. Panthers have a new coach, rebuilding quarterback.
New coach.
What's that?
New coach?
Yeah, Panthers have a new coach.
Oh, I thought you said New England.
Yeah, new coach and new quarterback. And then you go to Raiders, same thing. New coach, new quarterback. Well, not new coach, but basically, a new offense, new quarterback. So we'll see how that works out. Broncos, new coach. Their quarterback they're still working with. He's an MVP at one time, Super Bowl. You would think he could turn it around with Sean Payton. But I don't know, you look at the Broncos division, you have the Raiders and you have the Broncos. Those are probably going to be your 4th and 3rd place team. The Chargers are probably going to be your 2nd place team, and you got the Chiefs. For whatever reason, if the Chiefs get unseated, the only other team in that division right now is the Chargers, unless the Broncos catch fire, right? The Raiders, they keep on depleting their team. They're letting their best players go. And when their team's winning with a certain coach and the locker room believes in it, they just keep chopping their leg. They did this with Jack Del Rio. They've done this with John Gruden. Now they've done this with the special teams coach that came in and filled in after Gruden. And now they're trying to shove Josh Daniels down there. So the Raiders, once they figure out that they have somebody that they believe in, that their coach is, and they stick with it, it's kind of like what happened with us with the Harbaugh thing and the Balky. The owners just if the owner doesn't get along with their coach for whatever reason, they fire him. And sometimes that's you shouldn't you shouldn't just fire somebody because you don't get along with them. If they're a good coach or they're a good employee, then you kind of have to I understand opinions and your emotions and stuff. They have to align, and you don't want to go to work and have turmoil. But China won a Super Bowl. So, if you cut the best person for that position out, then you have to have a plan. And when you're just shoving anybody in there, I thought the whole thing with Carr and McDaniels and stuff, and so now he's got Jimmy Garoppolo, and he's going to turn Jimmy Garoppolo into an MVP quarterback. I'd like to see it. Really, really like to see it. So I have the Rams and I have Washington in there because if you look at the Rams and the Cardinals should finish third and fourth in our division. I don't think they're going to have that great of a season. I really don't. I think unless Stafford stays healthy, he has to stay healthy. And in this situation, the guy's already won a Super Bowl. Does he have to is he going to really be all in it to win it again? Or is he just trying to, get paid for this year? The guy's had a broken back, his elbow issue from last year. I mean, didn't he have arm fatigue last year? Yeah. So
It's like his last year.
I'm looking at it like, what do they have to lose? If they tank this year and not purposely tank or come out and say they tank, but they get a good draft pick this year, that's only going to help them, right? Because this year they have draft picks, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
Then we go into our second tier, and I look at like Atlanta being a decent team, but now they have, a new quarterback. You have the Steelers. The Steelers are always going to be good, but they could still finish fourth in their division, but still be better than some of these other teams we've talked about. I think the Browns might finish fourth in their division. It's going to be third or fourth place. But if Watson comes out, he can make a lot of noise. I think the Browns could be a dark horse team that seriously nobody really wants or is considering. You have the Dolphins, and if Tua could stay healthy, and that's the problem. I think his medical issue. I think they really need to keep him healthy. I think they really, really need to. He needs to decide if he wants to play football. If he gets hit again like that, he I don't know. I wouldn't be playing if I was him. But shout out to him. The Patriots, it just really depends on who they have as quarterback, right? Because they still have that coach, and he's got all those different gates up there, and it seems like he's there when any one of those gates happen. Spy gate, deflate gate, every gate you can think of. So as long as they have Bill up there, I think the Patriots are going to at least be the top 50.
And why is it always the team that gets in trouble, but never Bill Belichick?
Right. Somehow he gets out of it. He has he been suspended once yet? Tom Brady's been suspended, so I just don't get it.
The team's lost picks. They got fined, but Bill Belichick's just like sitting there.
The owner got caught with a prostitute, and he got in trouble. So I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe when you win that many Super Bowl rings, you get you're in a different bracket, right? I think the Vikings, as long as Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins, because he's not a bad quarterback, he just seems to, let's just say it, he Dax, right? Kirk Cousins is the Dak Prescott, right? He likes that, right? So I think the Vikings are going to be at least a second place team in their division, and the reason I'm saying that is I think they're going to compete. I don't think they're going to do everything they can do to win, but they're going to make noise. They are going to be one of those teams that you're going to be listening to, but when it comes down to it, they're not going to win the big game. The Chargers, we've talked about the Chargers, but this is just in my second. Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay is going to be better than people are expecting, but I think the Saints are going to take that division. And the reason I think Tampa Bay is going to be better is you're going to have Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield's played enough games. He should be able to make it sound enough decisions and win against like the Carolina Panthers. He should be able to beat the Falcons. So they should at least come away with 4 division wins in that, just thought, right? So they should be decent in the South. You have the Falcons. The Falcons, shout out to the Falcons. If you guys haven't heard, they have one of the best stadiums in the league. It is truly for the fans. It's one of those things. watch the Tom Grossi video about the Falcons. They recycle their garbage. They do all kinds of stuff. And recycle your garbage. You're like, how does that happen? They have a system where they break down the trash that's inside the stadium and they separate it. It's full. It's really truly a great way that they planned everything out. The Falcons Stadium's really awesome, and then they got good food there too. I would say probably the best food in the NFL. That's what I've been hearing. So we get to the last bracket I have, and it's the Saints, Detroit, Seattle, Green Bay, Bills, Ravens, Jags, Titans, and Cowboys. And the reason I'm saying it like that is those teams we all expect to do really well. The Cowboys, we don't like the Cowboys, but they're gonna be a above 500 team. The Titans, David, you said it too. I kind of like the Titans as long as you have Derrick Henry right there. He's going to be running. The Jaguars, their quarterback's got the best hair in the league, and that's got to count for something. And they are starting to get really, really good together. The Ravens with Lamar Jackson, if he's happy with the contract that he's got, he's going to be playing. And if he thinks that he can take that division this year, more power to him. The Bills, they're going to be making noise, but there's some things that's happening in the Bills, and I think they're having inner noise. I think they're starting to question their locker room. So I'd like to see what happens. And Green Bay, I know not everybody's sold on Green Bay right here. I'm probably the biggest Green Bay fan besides Steve-O, but I think that Green Bay loves Love. I think they have something with him, and I think that they're going to challenge Detroit for that division. And Detroit's up and coming, but they got Golf. They got Golf at quarterback, and he's not a scrub. He's not bad. He's been to a Super Bowl. He knows how to win. And I think he's doing really good in Detroit, but it's just Detroit's doing everything right now. They changed their helmet again. It's just everything. And so it's like every time you got to do something and you can't just stay consistent. You can't just be happy with you. I don't know. So I'm not sold on Detroit, but they have a really good squad as well. Cincinnati, that would be a team that would have went up in my top four. They're obviously, one of the top four teams in the league. So we have the Niners and Eagles, Kansas City, and the Bengals. Those are my NFC West and AFC West division championship. That's my Super Bowl guys. What do you guys think? What's your thoughts? Let's start with David.
Well, so we're talking like Super Bowl contenders?
Yeah. Who would your top four Super Bowl contenders be?
Cincinnati, KC, and the AFC, and the Niners, and I don't know if I can pick the Eagles in the NFC.
Okay.
Because they had a really easy schedule last year. They still have something they got to prove. But it's like, who else in the NFC will show up? That's another very good question. I'm actually going to be picking. Let's see. Can't pick Minnesota. They have Kirk Cousins.
Nah.
But I'm actually going to pick the Dallas Cowboys. I can't believe I said that.
Hey, that's a fair statement. That's a good choice. It really is. They've been fighting back and forth in the Eagles. It's really, if they would have had a better kicker last year, you don't know. Steve-O, what do you think? And then we'll go to John.
Yeah, real quick, as far as the dark horses, I don't know if you pick one or two games more and you make the playoffs. I would put the Browns in there. I'd probably go with the Chargers. I think will make a leap, but I think the Commanders are my biggest dark horse. But as far as the top four, yeah. And then McNair reminded me of the Cowboys, how they improved. They lost their center, but still. Kansas City, of course, even though I think they're gonna be one and done this year, and the Dolphins.
I like that. All right, John, I'm going to put you on pause just for a second. I want to welcome everybody to the show and welcome Aaron, 49ers First Take, a good friend of mine, friend of the panel, friend of the show. If anybody doesn't know Aaron, please check his YouTube channel out. And I'm going to give the microphone to Aaron because we haven't heard from Aaron for a minute. And Aaron, the topic is, who is your dark horse team to make it to the playoffs at least? A dark horse team should make it to the Super Bowl, but we're having a little bit of fun. So You can pick 4 teams if you like or more, but let's hear who your dark horse teams are. And then before you're done, I want to hear your 4 teams that should be in the championship game for the Super Bowl.
Ooh, that's a lot to take in. I
Check
We
just
got all
wanted to
morning.
pop in. I wanted to pop in before I got a haircut. You keep inviting me, and I was like, I got to take him up on it. Team,
You're always invited.
the team. You said a team. Oh, you said a team that I expect to make the playoffs. That maybe.
Yeah.
Well, see, my brother's a Dolphins fan, so of course But I think they're going to be in the playoffs regardless. Seattle was in last year. Jeez, I don't know. Does it matter with conference?
Nope.
You said Jacksonville. That is one of my dark horses too. Just because I think they're building a really good young team around Trevor Lawrence. Ooh, it's when you get on stage and there's pressure, all of a sudden your brain stops working. That's kind of where I am right now. I haven't been on a live stream in almost a month, so my brain's not that it works good anyways when I'm on a live stream, but.
Hey man, what you mean? He messaged me at like 9 o'clock. It's coming on 9:10. I just woke up and I had like 10 drinks last night. I was like, oh, I can't make it, and then I had to show up anyways.
I'm like, I at least had to have 2, 3, 4 cups of coffee before I could even do anything. Trying to think. Jeez. Let's see. Bills, Jets. I want to say the Jets, maybe. Jets make the playoffs. I mean, they put so much. Yeah, they put so much into their team on both sides of the ball. Listen, I think Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. I don't like him personally. I think he's kind of a douche, but you got to call a spade when it comes to like his prowess and his talent as a player over his career. That's undenied. So I'll say the New York Jets are my dark horse team to make the playoffs this year. My brother doesn't want to hear that, but whatever.
Douches win championships too.
What's that?
Douches win championships too.
Who wins?
Douches win championships too.
They do. Absolutely. Listen, my nephew is a Niners fan like me, my older nephew, but he's a Tom Brady mark. And for anybody who follows wrestling, a mark is somebody that like believes it's real or totally just believes in everything. You can't argue with them. I always tell them that the difference between Montana and Montana didn't win as many championships or play as long, but there was never any controversy surrounding them. So that's always like why I still kind of, even though Joe, I don't like him personally. I think Steve's a cooler guy. I was always a Montana guy, but that's the whole other thing. And you're right. Douches do. I mean, look at Jordan. He was one of the worst individuals in the history of sports, but he won 6 championships. So as far as, okay, go ahead.
What would you think? Who's making the NFC and AFC championship? And we're not writing this down. We're just having fun.
NFC championship. I'm going to say Niners Eagles again.
Okay.
AFC championship. I think it's going to be Kansas City, and that was pretty boring. But I would love to see Miami be there. But then if they win and we win, then that's a nightmare scenario for me because that's my brother's team. I'll say the Dolphins don't get to the AFC Championship game. It's going to be, Kansas City and
Jets.
No, I don't. I think they. Yeah, you know what? Damn it. Yeah, let's do it. Kansas City, New York Jets, Niners, Eagles. Niners get past. They go against the Jets, and then we smoke the Jets' tits, and we win the Super Bowl. So.
Yes.
And I'm so negative about the 49ers. I am the most ultra-negative, non-believing soul. But, yeah, Niners win. We beat the Jets. What's up, D-Bot?
All right, John. Aaron, I love it. I think the Jets are making the Super Bowl. That's my early prediction, Niners, Jets, and I think we're going to beat Aaron Rodgers on the biggest stage. That's my dream, okay?
Stop a mud hole and
I don't know, pause, whatever, but that's my dream. My uncle would hate it because he doesn't want Aaron Rodgers going to the Super Bowl. He's big Green Bay Packer fan, so he's not happy that they're in New York now. And Oh man, that would be awesome because I really wanted Aaron Rodgers to come to the Niners, but shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I kind of like him. If the Niners would have made a move on him, I'd be like, okay, well, cool, let's do it.
Yeah, I don't have to, be like personally, like okay with you. I just want you to win football games for me.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly. As long as you win and produce a championship, I could care less.
Yeah, exactly. All
Just
right,
don't
John,
do anything. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. We're to pass it to John. John, go ahead and tell us your thoughts. Who's your dark horse? No, tell us your dark horse, and then the same thing, just like Eric, you're for AFC and NFC championship. Who's going to the Super Bowl?
All right. First of all, what's up, Aaron? And when it comes to the 4 teams that are gonna make it to the title game and the winners, I still see Kansas City and Cincinnati. I think they're the 2 teams that are going to be running that conference for a while. I was sold on Buffalo, but Josh Allen needs to get over that hump. Can't get through the divisional round. And then on our conference, the 49ers and Philadelphia are the best teams. Like, I'm trying to look at the North. There's a lot of question marks. The South, a lot of question marks in that division. I don't think the Seahawks are going to make a big leap to challenge us. Everyone knows I do not like the Cowboys. The New York Giants had a good year, but are they going to take that big leap and make it to the title game? I'm not sold on them yet. So I got Philadelphia and the Niners rematching, and call me, a diehard 49er fans, but I see the 49ers playing the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that too because the Bengals have been really good. It's either going to be like the Bengals versus the Chiefs or the Bills versus the Chiefs. I'd love to see the Jets versus the Chiefs, but it's definitely going to be the Chiefs in the championship game. So, all right. Do you guys want to go real quick around all of us? Aaron, do you have time? We can start with you real quick. Or Steve, did I give you your chance to say who the dark horse teams was in the championship game was? I'm sorry.
The championship game, I would say the Niners, obviously, not because I'm a homer. I'm going to throw in the Saints.
All right.
Just, you got the receiver coming back, not because of Carr, just, that he's one of the best receivers when he's healthy. And I'm going to go with not Kansas City. Their run is over. Their window is closed. I'm going to go with the Bills and the Bengals.
Bills and Bengals. Okay. Aaron, do you got a question? Time for one more question?
Yeah, I can give you one more.
All right. Who is your MVP of the league?
Oh man. I'm going to say
quarterback. It could be a wide receiver. It could be a defensive edge. Like Bosa.
I'm going to go Joe Burrow.
Burrow. Okay.
Yeah, I love that kid. I love his moxie. I love his swag. He's like a Joe Montana, but with way more arrogance.
Yeah.
Has that Joe Cool mentality where you look like anytime he talks, he almost looks like he's bored with what he's doing. You ever notice he doesn't look stressed? Josh Allen, the thing about Josh Allen, and I agree with John, is Josh Allen just has this look of fear when he's in the playoffs. I don't know what it is. He has that Jimmy Garoppolo deer in headlights look, but he's way more talented. So I don't see that with Burrow though. So Burrow's my guy. And if we do play them, I hope I like him until we have to play him, put it that way. But yeah, I think Burrow's going to win the MVP this year.
I like it. Stick around as long as you can. I understand if you got to drop out. Love having you here. You got to come on more often. Got to get you a coffee cup too, so you can. I know it's a little bit later in the day for you over there, so if you got to have something else in your drink cup, that's that.
Oh no, it's 1:00. I need to get a hair. I haven't got my hair cut in months, so I look like Ronald McDonald right now.
I know you're over there in the East Coast, so if it's a little late in the day for you to have coffee, but I still gotta get you a coffee cup.
Oh, I drink 4 cups a day. I'm half Sicilian, you know that. That's all we do is drink coffee. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's pass it to John Jay. Who is your MVP? It could be a dream MVP, or it could be a realistic MVP.
Oh man, you're throwing me under the bus.
No, I'd never run you over.
I'm gonna go with Joe Burrow. I think he's probably the most. Uh, I, thi- I do believe he's that MVP of Cincinnati. You know, the guy always gets like knocked down. The offensive line, like no matter what, he always gets back up. Always finds a way to get a first down. He's helped elevate that team. I like Aaron Rodgers, like going to the Jets. You know, he is a good quarterback, but how is he going to do over there? I'm not sold on him yet. And then I'm looking at all the other possible players. Joe Burrow right now looks like the easy pick. Yeah.
All right, to Joe Burrow. So shout out to Tom Grossi. Kitty cat goes meow. Right? Did I say that right? Yeah. Joe Burrow's going to definitely make some noise. David, your thoughts? Who is your again? It could be a dream MVP. It could be a realistic pick. Who do you think's making the MVP this year?
Well, I honestly think it's going to be Joe Burrow, hands down. But the dark horse MVP is Trevor Lawrence, the guy with the best hair in the league.
I'd push back on that.
We joke a little bit, if anybody's seen the movie, I think it's Remember the Titans, or is it We Are Marshall? Shout out to Sunshine. When you got a quarterback with good hair, the team feels good, it's something to be said, and you guys said it about Cincinnati too. When they're wearing the right uniforms, everybody's feeling good. I do feel like you got to feel good, and when you feel good, you play good. So yeah, Trevor Lawrence is he's supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks, since like he's been playing football, and that's even in Pee Wee football. He was supposed to be like the next Peyton Manning. So I could definitely see that. And if they start making some noise in Jacksonville and not just make the playoffs, but like convincingly make the playoffs, yeah, he's going to get MVP noise. Steve-O, what do you think? Who's your MVP of the league?
My MVP is going to be Josh Allen. I know that he hurt his UCL last year, bruised it or whatever for like a month, so he had a stretch. But to me, I keep it coming up. And also, as far as the best hair in the league, I'm going to push back a little bit because when you show up to work dressed as Nicolas Cage, I'm getting feedback.
Yeah, Corey came in.
When you step up as Nicolas Cage, I mean, Trevor Lawrence got to step his game up.
Good morning, Corey. Thank you for coming.
Cheers.
If you look to your right, I think it is, you'll see we got Aaron. He popped in.
I see. I heard him. I was like, oh, Aaron's here. All right.
See, Aaron,
Hello, Aaron.
You're famous, Aaron. You got a lot of support. We definitely appreciate you coming in. Okay, so my dark horse MVP, like my MVP for the league, I'm gonna say Bosa. That's my dream. I want to see him get it. I want to see it come away from a quarterback this year. I'd like to see him break the record and convincingly break the record. So,
well, the thing is, the MVP is more of a quarterback award.
Yes, and it typically does go to a quarterback, but there has been defensive players that's won it, and I want to see him win it. That's what I want to see. But if it has to go to a quarterback, between Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, I kind of like Josh Allen a little bit better than Joe Burrow, but I would have to give the nod to Joe Burrow. I just think right now he's got more energy around him. I think he's doing more in the passing than Josh Allen is. And I think that would give him the MVP. I think typically, and I could be wrong, but I think typically when they want an MVP, quarterback, they want to see the quarterback, do it in the pocket and not necessarily scramble around. So, yeah, I agree. I think so. I guess we got a unanimous, and we'll ask Corey right now. Corey, we'll get to you all the questions for you, but the first question is who is your MVP of the league for this upcoming season? When it's done, said, everything's tallied, who's getting the MVP?
Like you said, I would love to see Bosa, but I know it goes to a quarterback. Ooh, who can it be? Um, do the MVP of they have to win the Super Bowl, right? Or do they?
No,
Be,
no, they just have to be the best at their position or get the most votes.
I'm going with Cincinnati quarterback.
All right.
You guys are all wrong.
We're all wrong.
I'm wrong.
Hey, but that's okay though, because you bring up a good point, Steve-O. It really could be Josh Allen, and he deserves it. He really does.
Well, let me say, when I picked that, I did have to think about the turmoil going into that team right now as well. I have to stuck with it.
Yeah, right now they definitely seem. What is it? Him and Diggs? Is that his wide receiver? They definitely seem to have some problems right now.
Yeah.
There's a beef somewhere. Don't know exactly where. It could be Ken Dorsey. Could be, but there's still beef. But I still chose them.
Diggs is now the top of the diva wide receivers in the league, right? I mean, right now.
Mhm.
He just took the number one spot.
He said, Antonio Brown, get out the way.
So like my dark horse, I was here beginning. I was listening also to the show. Team, it will be Detroit Lions.
Okay.
Detroit versus everybody. Detroit versus everybody.
Yes, because they are a team that's scrappy. They like you say the Houston Texans fighting. They're another team that's fighting. And then we're in that division right now. I can see them stepping up. Because that division right now, is even now. Without Aaron Rodgers there in Green Bay. I don't believe in love.
Everybody needs love, Corey.
I mean, what's that? Love, right? His name is.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in him, so I see Detroit stepping up and step up and be that dark horse. And the team that can make the playoffs, yes, the 49ers. Let's see, 49ers, Dallas. And I'm going to go ahead and say the Eagles. And I'm going to put that's only three I can think of. I can't think of the fourth one.
All right. I like it.
In the AFC, I'm going with Cincinnati, Kansas City. Even though Buffalo Bills having the squabble right now, I think when they start winning again, they're gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
And one more AFC team. Who can it be now?
Cowboys.
Who's the other?
We only beat the Cowboys by one play 2 years in a row.
I'm thinking AFC right now. Ooh. Jackson. Yeah. Those are my 4 teams.
Yeah. Okay, so when it comes down to the Colts, the Texans, the Titans, and the Jaguars. Jaguars winning that division? Corey.
Yes.
David, Jaguars winning that division?
The Jags? Oh, yeah.
All right. John, are the Jaguars winning the division?
Yeah, the Jaguars are winning the division.
Steve-O, Aaron?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm pulling for the Jet. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Steve-O, who then? Titans?
Starting the lone horse, huh? Colts.
Colts. That's right. Okay, Aaron, you said Jags as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jags. I just have. I mean, listen, I'm not the biggest Trevor Lawrence fan. I think he's
Mid.
he's kind of mid. He's listen. I ain't pretty, but man, that is one googly looking guy. You ever seen that? I think it's like Instagram or TikTok where there's this girl got a headband on and she does all of his face poses and she looks just like him. It's pretty scary. You gotta go look it up. Yeah, I'll go Jacksonville. That'll be my last piece of information here because I'm about to dip out and get here. But
So this is probably ever the first time that the whole panel has probably voted for the Jaguars to win the division. Except for me.
Aaron, thank you very much for coming, man. You're always welcome.
thank you. Thanks,
really
guys. I appreciate you guys welcoming me on here. I'm trying to keep this down to a minimum till probably training camp because you guys, for all you who know, I'm going out. I got a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. So
Yeah. Well, anytime, don't feel like I'm, and if I'm irritating you, just let me know.
no, you're not, dude. You couldn't irritate me. You've been one of my biggest supporters of all time. So
I'm gonna keep sending you the link. You're always invited. So when you can jump on. I really do appreciate you. So
appreciate it, guys.
Nice seeing you, Aaron.
You
All
too,
right,
Corey,
Have a
John,
good one, buddy.
David, Mr. Supremo, and Brian. You guys all have a great rest of your day.
You have a good
Dude.
enjoy your haircut.
Thank you. I will.
And that's Aaron from 49ers First Take. Please go check out his channel, like, subscribe, share, comment. He's got a lot of great stuff. He's been doing it for a long time. He's got a really big following. Really do, been following the guy for a long time. So really do appreciate him coming in. Man, great show this morning, guys. Okay, so we just did the AFC South. Let's talk about the AFC West. Who's coming in fourth, third, second, and first? And is there a way that the Chiefs get unseated? Let's start with Steve-O.
So I don't know the divisions by name, but that's what Kansas City, Denver, win, or
Chargers and Broncos.
just to be different, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go with Chargers and then Broncos.
Okay. So you say Chargers are winning the division, or are they coming in? Yep. Okay.
And then Broncos. I haven't thought about it much, but it's a toss up to me. I'll pick the Chargers just because they've been falling on their face, multiple years in a row. Maybe they learn how to walk this year.
Yeah, and something could happen to the Chiefs or something like that. They could definitely take a step back. I don't think they'll finish fourth, but I like that. David, what's your thoughts? Who's finishing what in the AFC West, and is there a chance that the Chiefs get unseated?
There's always a chance the Chiefs get unseated. How many years sustained success can you have? I mean, as long as they have Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, then they're going to be winning some football games. But I believe I picked KC to win that division and the Chargers to come in second.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick with that.
Okay. And then what? Raiders fourth, Broncos third, or does it matter?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, Raiders fourth, Broncos third. Yep.
All right. Let's drop it to John. John, coming to you hot. Same thing. Who's winning that division, and is there a chance for KC to get unseated?
Like when it comes to Kansas City, like as long as they got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, like I'm trying to see how the Chargers or the Broncos or even the Raiders, this is hypothetical, can unseat them in the division. They're probably not going to win 14 games like they did, but I still think that they're still going to win the division. The Chargers, every year, I always have my hopes set high for them because but for whatever the reason, the Chargers always are at that threshold, like 9 and 10 wins, that for whatever the reason. And so until the Chargers can actually do something, and they're supposed to have a defensive minded coach, and the last 2 years their defense has been at the bottom. Yes, last year they were injured, but they've been at the bottom. So why do you have a defensive coach and your defense is trash? So until that defense, I think Staley is on a short leash, because he was supposed to make that defense like top number one. So I got him finishing number 2. I think the Broncos are going to win more games than they did last year, but I don't think they're going to make any noise, and that's says a lot, because I do think Sean Payton will really help Russell Wilson get back to earth, or whatever happened with Hackett. That was a dumb move, and I saw it from a million miles away. And as long as the Raiders are the Raiders, I don't care if Jimmy has, like somehow he has a resurrection and he has a good year. The Raiders are going to finish last place in that division every year, because they don't have a defense. So that's how I see that division. Kansas City is going to run away with that division. I'm sorry for anyone who think that Kansas City is going to regress. The Chargers would have to do so much to get 14 victories to unseat them, and I don't see that happening.
Okay, Corey, go ahead, Steve.
Like something that probably a lot of people don't think about, but I'm in Nevada, so they moved to Vegas. They're going to be used to the party life, where other teams aren't used to that. So they get to come in. They might think, "Hey, you know what I mean? Let's enjoy some party life," and they might lose some games because of it. That's got to be somewhat of a factor if you're not used to that.
All right, Corey, what do you think? Who is finishing where in the AFC West, and is there a chance that the Chiefs get unseated?
There's a chance, but I don't see it. I think Kansas City's gonna be always winning that division right now. As long as they have Patrick Mahomes and he stay healthy,
Yep.
the Chiefs is gonna win it. I see the Chargers coming second. Their quarterback is pretty good too. Denver third, and the Raiders last.
Yeah.
I don't see the Raiders, even Jimmy G has the tearing. I can't see it. I can't see it happening. I think the Raiders is gonna be at the bottom of it.
Okay, so how about the Browns, Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals? Let's start with you, Corey. We'll go in reverse.
Okay.
Who's winning that division? Bengals?
Bengals.
Okay. Ravens, Browns, and Steelers.
Ravens. And then the Steelers to the Browns.
I agree with that one. John, what's your point? What's your thoughts on the AFC North?
Ooh, the NFC North.
AFC. Bengals.
AFC.
Yeah.
The Bengals are going to win that division. Then it's going to come, how is the rest of their division going to stack up? Mike Tomlin has never had a losing record. The Ravens, there's a lot of expectations after the Lamar Jackson contract. They did sign OBJ. So, and then the biggest question mark is what's going to happen with the Browns. I don't think the Browns are going to be awful, but I just don't think that they're going to win that division. So it's going to be difficult who's going to finish up 2, 3, and 4. So I got the Bengals 1. I'm breaking my own rule, but I'm going to have the Steelers coming in 2. Then I got the Ravens, and then I got the Browns.
All right. All right. I like that. David, what do you think? AFC North.
I got the Bengals, the Steelers, the Ravens, then the Browns.
That's
Yep.
interesting. You both are taking the Steelers over the Ravens, and the Steelers have that rookie quarterback. Well, played a couple games last season, but that's interesting.
Mike Tomlin and Jim Harbaugh or John Harbaugh, my bad,
Yeah.
are proven coaches. But John Harbaugh has a completely new offense being implemented, and we don't even know how Lamar Jackson is going to react to that.
Yeah.
But Mike Tomlin's a great head coach, and even if he just has to run the ball and use that QB as a game manager for now, he's going to win some games.
Yeah, I like that. Steve-O, your thoughts? AFC North, Bengals, Ravens, Browns, Steelers.
Yeah, I go with Bengals because I think they're suddenly solidified their offensive line this year. The Ravens, I don't know what they are without Lamar Jackson.
Mhm.
And so I don't watch them a lot. I don't know the but he's guaranteed to miss 2 to 4 games. So I don't know where to place them, especially with the new offensive coordinator. But I'm just going to go ahead and put them second. And
Okay, I like that. I really do. All right, let's jump to the South. Let's go to the NFC South. Saints, Buccaneers, Falcons, Panthers. We're going to go in reverse again. So it's like we're playing Uno today. Steve-O, you're up.
Okay, I'll go with Saints first. Falcons, Falcons, I think they're expected to make a couple 2-3 step jump this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, what were the other two?
Bucks or Panthers?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty interested to watch the Panthers this year, so I'm going to say Panthers third. But they're probably, it's going to be a couple years,
Yeah.
the new coach and everything.
Okay. So, David, what's your thoughts? NFC South.
I have to say, we're talking about a roll-off dumpster fire, but I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints first, and I'm going to put the Falcons in second, the Buccaneers in third, and coming from to bring up the bottom, the rebuilding Panthers.
I like it. John Jay, what's your thoughts?
I think he'll be right back.
Okay. Corey?
I'm gonna go with New Orleans first, then Tampa Bay, Atlanta and Carolina. They kind of toss up. They both probably started their rookie quarterbacks. Well, Atlanta got a quarterback that's probably, not a rookie, but so I'm going Atlanta and Carolina.
Well, New Orleans has Carr now.
I know. That's what I said. New Orleans first,
Oh,
and I said, who's the team at? Tampa Bay, and then Atlanta, then Carolina.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. And I think the Bucks are going to make noise. I really do. So it's going to be Saints, Bucks, Atlanta, and then Sir Purr coming in last. Shout out Sir Purr. So
that's a Bucks second.
The Bucks second. Yeah, they got Baker Mayfield. I think they're going to do decent with Baker Mayfield.
He could be benched for Kyle Trask because I heard he was going to be the starter until a month or two ago.
Yeah, there's gonna be a QB competition going on. I don't know if Baker Mayfield has what it takes to beat out Kyle Trask, but we'll see.
All right, so let's jump to let's go to the North. Let's go to the NFC North. Packers, Vikings, Detroit Bears. Oh my. Corey, let's start with you.
NFC North. Okay. I'm gonna go Vikings first.
Really? Kirk Cousins winning the division?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
He's not. I don't know, but Vikings. I had to go Vikings first. There's another trash division now. Vikings, Detroit, Bears, and then Green Bay.
All right, let's pass it back to John real quick. John,
I'm back. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. We got enough things we can talk about. We can wait for you. We're coming back to you though. Saints, Bucks, Falcons, Panthers. Who's winning the division?
Oh, the South. I'm going to stick with my pick that I've been saying this offseason. I feel the Falcons are going to surprise a lot of NFL teams in that division. I got the Saints number 2. Tampa Bay will finish 3rd, and Carolina will finish 4th.
Yeah. Okay. And then before we went to Corey, we'll come back to you. We're going to go to Steve-O. Steve-O, Packers, Vikings, Detroit, Bears.
Oh my, man, this is tough.
For the North.
Yeah.
Right.
We're
Okay.
going to go to. We'll come to you.
So the Vikings, like, they literally could have been the Raiders last year, winning half their or whatever 10 of their games like by a touchdown. So they could have easily been flip flop. I would like Detroit, except for they had some players suspended. I'm going to go with Detroit first.
Okay.
Detroit, Vikings. Man, the Bears had a lot of salary cap. I don't remember off the top of my head how much they improved and spent. I know they got our favorite guy. I'm gonna have to put the Bears last. Michael. Because if you're a real Bears fan, wouldn't your name be Mike, like Mike Singletary, but you're called Michael? So
Well, his name was originally Butters. I don't know why he had that name.
Uh-huh.
South Park.
He'll always be Butters to me.
Yes. He said because he loves South Park and there's a character called Butters.
Forgot about that.
All right, Mr. McNiner, your thoughts. We got the North.
I got Detroit winning it. Green Bay in second. The Vikings released Dalvin Cook, which is Justin Jefferson's their best offensive player, but Dalvin Cook was who carried Kirk Cousins.
And they lost.
So now you got, they're going to be coming in third, and the Chicago Bears are going to be trashed again in fourth. Shout out to Michael.
What's up, Butters?
Oh,
Yeah, they lost Thielen too, and Cook. So
he just ripped the bandage off.
We need to clip this section and send it to him.
He just ripped off the bandage. You did not care.
All right, John. Let's hear your North prediction.
All right, so shout out to Tom Grassi. I got to speak to some wonderful Packer fans. Shout out to Brian Cope. He was also there. But after listening to some Packers fans, they got me thinking. And I've been converted. So I got the Packers winning the division. I got them winning the division. It's going to be a very tough for the winner of that division because there's a lot of question marks. I got the Lions because they got 5 players suspended, and they're going to have more players suspended as they continue investigating the gambling thing that happened over there in Detroit. So I've lost a little bit of Detroit, but I do think they'll finish second. I got Minnesota, and I'm sorry, the Bears are going to finish last in that division. I'm in trouble now.
All right, so I didn't get to go, so I'm going to say it. I think the Packers I think it's going to be a dogfight between Detroit and the Vikings. I do like that. I think that's going to be really a lot of fun. They could split. So it comes down to the Bears. The Bears are going to go into fourth place. I don't see the Bears. Why? I don't see the Bears winning that division. If the Bears win the division, they will be the true dark horse of the entire league. So shout out to the Bears. Okay, so let's jump to we did the Titans and the Texans and Colts. We've done the Chargers and Broncos. We've done the West. Let's go Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Pats. Let's do the AFC East. Let's start with you, Steve-O.
Bills for sure. Pats are going to be last. Jets and Dolphins. I like the Jets, but I think they have a hard schedule. I know they got, home teams you're supposed to win, home games you're supposed to win, but
Okay. Yeah, I like it.
yeah, it's hard to. The Dolphins, they can lose their quarterback week one. It's like us, but they have their chance of doing it. So I don't think that he'll. This could be his last season, realistically. He's doing all this stuff to try and prevent it, but Steve Young tried to do the same thing. Like he was done way too early as well.
Real quick, let's tell John, dude, so much. Thank you for coming. We're having a lot of fun. You're always welcome to come on. If you got to bounce, really do appreciate you. Everybody, please check out John Jay's channel. He's got a great channel, 49ers Ultimate Report. He does a lot of great channels, a lot of great things on his channel, and it helps a lot of other people out with their channels. So if you can, and you haven't already done it, please like and subscribe. And John, do you have anything else that you'd like to say before you jump out?
Well, again, thanks for having me on. While I was muted, I got to take care of something. That's why I was muted. So I gotta leave my house, do a little errand. So I'll probably be out for a couple of hours, but thanks for always having me on. I think Corey's doing a stream, so I'll see everybody tonight. But that's all I have for the moment. And thanks very much, Brian, for letting the fans know where they can find me.
Yeah, no problem, man. Again, thank you for coming and showing your support. And please, everybody, check out John Jay. He is the 49ers Ultimate Report.
Okay.
All right, guys. John, you're welcome to stay as long as you want. We're talking Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Pats. We're going to go down to Mr. McNiner if you're ready.
So, we're talking NFC North. Ooh.
AFC North. Yep.
AFC North. But when it comes down to it, I don't think the Patriots are doing much. I got the Bills winning that division with the Jets in second. The Dolphins, they're a team that could do something, but they're kind of a question mark. And I got the Patriots coming in fourth because they got they call him Mac Jones. I actually don't think that's his name. I think that's his nickname. And you know how I do government names. Shout out to James Richard Garoppolo. So I'm gonna have to figure out what his name is.
Yeah, that's not his real name. That's just his nickname. It's like McNair.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like McNair. I'm not sure right now. But Corey, what's your thoughts? How's the North? The East. I'm sorry. Yeah, the East.
I gotta go with he said, the Bills to fight, but I gotta go with them to be the first. It's like with Miami. Give me their quarterback situation. Can he last the whole season? Can he make it? Is he gonna be there? If he's there, they're gonna finish second. Then I have the Jets, then did the Patriots.
Because Miami has the best duo of wide receivers, right? Like hands down.
Yeah, Miami's got really good, really good wide receivers. They got what Trent Sherfield still, and yeah.
No, Sherfield, I think signed with another team. I don't know what team,
Okay,
but they do have Tyreek Hill, and I think Waddle, if I remember right. So they do have a couple really good wide receivers. And to answer my question, it's Michael McCorkle Jones. Yeah,
yes.
that's his name.
I'm glad we didn't draft. I'm glad we didn't draft. Are you kidding me?
Mac Jones. That's funny. My little sister, she goes around. She calls my brother Mac, and it's funny because he used to call her Mac when she was growing up, and her initials is MAC. So, and one day, they got mad at each other, so they don't call each other that anymore. But yep, it's funny. So for me, I think it's going to be the Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Patriots. I think the Jets can make some noise. I think the Dolphins, depending on their health of their quarterback, the Patriots, they got Bill Belichick, and it's really hard to see them take a step back. But I don't see them taking a step forward this year. I kind of see them retooling. They're going to make noise. They're probably going to be like an 8-8 team, or it can't be 8-8 anymore unless you tie. I see them going 8-9 or 9-8. But for whatever reason, I think that's probably going to be one of the more, knotted up divisions. I think a lot of those teams are going to split when they play each other. Okay, so let's see what we got. Let's go East. Let's go Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Washington. Let's start with you, Corey.
Where we go? I forgot.
Oh, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and Washington. And did you answer the Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Pats?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys first, Eagles second, Giants third, and Commanders last.
Yeah.
I kind of want to let me go with Giants second, and then Eagles third. Switch it up.
I like that because the Eagles could take a step back. Not to say it to be right, but the league I think is kind of saying it's going to be Eagles, Cowboys, or vice versa. But I like that thought. Maybe moving it around a little bit. I think I'm going to agree. Washington's going to probably finish last. But I would like to see the Giants finish second or even potentially finish first. But when the Giants are winning in the playoffs, they are dangerous against us. So I don't want to see the Giants in the playoffs. I want to keep the Giants at third, even though I think the Giants are going to make noise, and they are a better team than a lot of people are giving them credit. I think the Giants in their own way could be a dark horse in this league. Because if their quarterback gets healthy, well, he's already healthy. But if he got somebody who can catch the ball, man, shout out to YTC. He makes a lot of good points. The Giants can make noise. I can see them splitting with the Cowboys and the Eagles, but still not finishing in first. I hate to say it. So I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say Giants first place, Cowboys third place, Eagles second place. So it's going to go Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, because I don't want to put the Cowboys in. I'm not putting the Cowboys in first. I'm not going to do it. Not doing it. And then I have Washington coming in. I'm not doing it. All right, Steve-O, your thoughts on the NFC East: Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Washington.
Well, the last 2 years we've only beat the Cowboys on the last play of the game. So it's not like we own them or nothing like that. It came down to the last play. And they lost their center, Ezekiel Elliott, so RIP to that guy. But it's the same thing with like the Green Bay Packers. Like Mike McCarthy was supposedly carried by Aaron Rodgers. We're going to see what Matt LaFleur is made of this year. Just like, I'm not highly on McCarthy, but I'm going to give it. I'm gonna give it to them, and then what were the other ones? The Eagles lost a lot of key pieces, and they have a whole new staff. So I'm gonna put the Giants ahead of them, and I do think Washington is upcoming. So I'm gonna pick Washington as third. They got new management. You're gonna want to start out, strong. So I'm gonna pick Washington.
David, what do you think? Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Washington.
I honestly think the Cowboys are going to win this division. I think the Giants are going to come in second. The Eagles had a cupcake schedule last year, and they lost a lot this offseason. So I see them coming in third with the Commies coming in fourth. But the Commies have Jacoby Brissett at quarterback too. So that could be an interesting team to watch.
Shout out to Damian Lee. All right.
Speaking of Zeke's in the unemployment line still. I hear Walmart's hiring greeters.
He's not signed by the he's not officially signed by the Cowboys or still under contract at all. Oh,
They cut him.
Wow.
Push their chips in for Tony Pollard coming off an ankle injury, just to save money.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't really change my decision. I still like the Cowboys, but wow. Maybe the Commanders pick up Zeke. I don't know. I don't think he's got too many options. He'll probably end up in Seattle. Seattle ends up turning people into something. So
Seattle's weird. They had a 1,000-yard back with like 13 touchdowns, and then they drafted him over running back. So like I don't see any way that he goes down.
Oh man, where does Zeke go, guys? Does he go anywhere?
I could see him signing with what is it, Dollar Tree?
He might just be done, huh? This might be it for him.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, Zeke, hopefully your playing days aren't over. If they are, well, I hope you got what you wanted out of the NFL, and hopefully you ended your career healthy. Because a lot of players don't get to end their career healthy. So,
I'm pretty sure that when you work at the Dollar Tree, you have to have your shirt cover your belly. So I don't know if that'll work.
Shout out to Crazy Juice. He brings up a great point. Zeke goes to the XFL or USFL. Wow.
Really out league?
Oh wow, he could. Oh man. So the last one we got, I think we're all going to be unanimous in this one. Is Niners, Seahawks, Rams, and Cardinals. I really don't care how the Rams or Cardinals finish. I think the Niners and Seahawks are the only two that's going to be competing in this division. Same thing with you guys. You guys want to expand on this a little bit, or?
I think the order you just said it is how I have it coming out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the 49ers, Seattle, Rams, and Arizona.
Oh, we got a doggo making an appearance.
Oh, you bringing in your dog?
He's being annoying. I'm just gonna pick, because a couple weeks ago I picked the Cardinals over the Rams, so I have to stay true to that. And it wasn't because of anything the Cardinals did; it's just my disbelief in the Rams. I don't think McShay. That's what I'm gonna do. McShay now. I don't think he's all that in a bag of chips.
He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He's won one. He's lost one. I think he almost needs to go out, by helping the Rams in a way. Like if he can leave the franchise and say, hey, at least you got a brand new coach. You have a brand new draft pick. You can, rebuild the organization. We did this for you. What's the only thing that's going to hurt him by tanking is his record, right? He's actually going to help the Rams get a better position, a better player, if he does tank. So I could see the Rams not doing much this year. I really could. Again, Stafford won. He's already, won at the highest point of, so it's like, what else does he have? He's been on Detroit. He's had losing seasons. He knows how that feels. I think he just needs to walk away from this season as well with the mentality, I'm staying healthy. I want to, end my career healthy. I don't see Stafford playing for 4 or 5 more years or even 3. Do you? Any of you?
No.
And he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Shout out to Wolf. We got a Wolf sighting. Hey, buddies. Hope you're doing good. We're all having fun. Hope to see you here soon when you get some time. If you got any time and you can drop it in the comments. We're just talking about the dark horse. Who is your dark horse of the NFL season? It could be any team. Niners aren't dark horses. Everybody expects us to be in the championship, in the Super Bowl. So if you have a second and you can drop, you think the Chicago Bears are going to make noise, let's hear it, Wolf. Appreciate you coming through. So let's see. And we also were talking about who could be the MVP. And I really like that topic. I really think Bosa could do it. And I also think, like you guys said, Burrow. Burrow's a really good candidate for that position as well. So what do you guys think? What's your guys' thoughts? Would it hurt? Would it hurt to see a team in the playoffs that hasn't been there before, who hasn't won a Super Bowl, win it this year? Would it help that city, or is it gonna? Is that my question? I guess is that the direction that the NFL wants to go? Is see teams that haven't won Super Bowls win them, or are they just trying to sell tickets right now? And by that, you got the Chiefs. They've been to the Super Bowl like the last 3 times out of the 4 years. Niners, same thing. We've been to the championship. So you have an idea of who are the top teams. But is the NFL trying to rig it or position it where a team like Detroit comes in and wins it, or a team like the Cardinals eventually get a chip? What's your thoughts, Steve-O? Are they angling it for the Jaguars?
No. I look at it a little different. Like, sports betting has been around for a while, and I think they're more focused on that than they are. Everybody loves a Cinderella story, right?
Right.
Especially in basketball, all sports, everybody loves a Cinderella story. There's always a few guys that come out of nowhere, a few teams that come out of nowhere. But I think they're so focused on, I'm not gonna say rigged, but like the gambling prospect of it. I think they're more focused on that to get as much money as they can than they are focused on the game itself and who's the big dogs and who's the little dogs and who whatever story comes about it. I think they're more focused on that.
What do you think, Corey? Do you think the NFL is looking for a fairy tale ending, a Cinderella story, or are they just trying to because like some things are a little funny. Like last year, it looked like Brock Purdy was going to have that Cinderella story, and then just out of the blue, he got hurt. So, do you think the NFL is looking for some kind of story like that, or are they just trying to sell tickets?
I don't. I think they do sometimes want to see a team. They sometimes like they try to help that team to get there. Because it's a good story. Just like I think with the Baltimore Ravens, I think they helped them win that game because they won a good story with
Ray Lewis.
Huh?
Ray Lewis,
yeah. Retired. Oh, good feeling. And with Kansas City, same thing. I think they wanted to win because of the coach, Andy Reid.
Yeah.
In that ring. So sometimes I do think the NFL sets up a team to be the winner.
Yeah, I agree. Real quick before I give it to David, I agree because you look at that or David, if you're ready, I'll let you go for it. Is the NFL trying to rig a situation for a Cinderella story, or are we just letting them go out there and Are we just trying to sell tickets and whatever happens, happens?
I think the NFL's been about the story for a long time,
Yeah.
and I also think that has to do with Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
He just wants a story, and like Corey said, Ray Lewis winning the Super Bowl, going out, and riding off into the sunset with the Super Bowl ring. Same thing with John Elway back in the day. Same thing happened with him, and it just always seems like they're after the story. They don't. And when it comes to the refereeing in games, all kinds of people say, "Oh, it's rigged." The refs over the last 20 years have not wanted to be the deciding outcome, and they don't seem to throw flags they need to throw during critical situations. And it's like, if you guys don't want to be the deciding outcome, then there's a whole game of calls that you guys need to be looking at here, and I honestly hope they go away from that. They let the NFL teams play football and call for the rules. Let's let the best team win. I don't care what the story is.
I agree, and the reason I'm gonna agree with that is because, like Corey brought it up, the Ray Lewis thing, the deer antler or the elk antler or whatever, the steroid thing that shouldn't have been allowed. Whatever, he got to play in the Super Bowl. They wanted to let him retire with the Super Bowl ring. Okay, I'm a little burnt because it was against the 49ers, but I think I would have still made the same points, or at least heard other people say it, and agreed with it. Like, how are you going to let somebody be on steroids and, PEDs or something like that and play? Oh, well, he's the best player on the team. We can't. No. That's the reason the best player doesn't do that. And then you look at the Chiefs, the situation with the Chiefs. They hadn't won a Super Bowl in such a long time. Then they get Andy Reid. Andy Reid's there. Right, he went to the Super Bowl with the Eagles. Same thing. Good coach. Right, got so far, and couldn't win it all. Then he comes to the Chiefs in the same situation, and then we give him our quarterback, right? Or basically, our quarterback goes there. Same situation. He's got there with Harbaugh. He couldn't win it. Gets there with Andy Reid. Couldn't win it. They get a quarterback, right? Because other teams didn't draft Mahomes. So Mahomes goes there, they sit him for a year, and then boom, they put him in there, and he's like the next coming of the face of the franchise, right? The whole NFL league's surrounded now. It's Mahomes. Everybody wants a mullet. Everybody wants that haircut. I think it's about the story. And then last year, I think it would have been about the story if Purdy would have got to the Super Bowl. I don't think it really mattered who would have been playing the Niners in the Super Bowl. I think the Niners would have won the Super Bowl because it's about that story. I think they're looking for a story. So people can look back and say, see, the NFL's fair. Even the little guy can win. So if you're listening and you're only 5'7" and you can kick field goals, don't think that you can't make the NFL, because the NFL are looking for players out there who can play any position, any size. Shout out to the kids that might not think they're the biggest, but they got the biggest heart. So, guys, what do you think? You guys got any other thoughts you want to get off your chest before we leave? I think we've had a really good show. Wolf right here, he says his dark horse team would be the Saints. I think that's a good, really good choice, because again, you don't know how the Saints are going to react with a new coach, new quarterback. So, really like that, really do. What do you guys think? What else do you guys think? Is there any other topics you want to talk about before we get out of here, or anything else you would like to say? All right.
I think.
Go ahead, Steve.
You remember now, we just had the collective bargaining agreement, and most of the players I assume think they kind of got screwed. This Levy Smith is out now for the NFLPA, so this is last year. They replaced him with a guy I've never heard of. That's going to be interesting to see. But let's just say last year I thought was a magical season. Let's just say that we finished it out. We won it all. As far as stories and everything the NFL puts together, where would you rank Purdy Wing? Because we had that thing where, Trey Lance, no rookies ever won the Super Bowl, and It's like, hey, well, nobody ever won it in their stadium either until Tom Brady did it. So if Purdy would have finished it out, won the whole thing, where would you guys rank that as far as a storyline, or compare it to something similar?
I would compare it to like the Kurt Warner story. You know how he went to the Super Bowl, and he won it. So if Purdy could have won it, I would have put it above that. That's where I would rank it. David, are you ready for that one?
I would rank it above that too, because he's the last pick in the draft. No rookie has ever won the Super Bowl, and having Mr. Irrelevant come in and win it would have been one hell of a story.
How are you doing, Corey? Are you okay?
Yep. I would put that over Kurt Warner. If Brock could have won the Super Bowl, went to the Super Bowl and won it, I would have put it over.
So would that be our best Super Bowl win, do you guys think?
Would that be the 49ers' best Super Bowl win?
Yeah.
I think it probably would have been.
Yeah. Man.
I think it probably would have been. I really do, because, other than the first Super Bowl win, like us actually winning, because every Super Bowl after that, maybe other than the Dolphins, because everybody thought we were going to get blown out with the Dolphins. And the Dolphins was our second Super Bowl, right? It was the Bengals, then it was Dolphins, then it was Broncos, Bengals again, then Chargers, or was it? Am I right, David?
Bengals, Broncos, Dolphins. It was what? Bengals, Dolphins. Then it was it the Bengals again? No, it was the Broncos, then the Bengals, then the Chargers.
Right? Yeah, I know the Chargers were a fifth one. So, so the Dolphins was the second Super Bowl that a lot of people thought we were going to lose because Dan Marino, right? And after that, it was like, so. Yeah, I would have to say that would have been our best Super Bowl. The only other one that could have come close to it would have been the Ravens Super Bowl if we would have won that one. Because the simple fact, I think once we win the sixth Super Bowl, everybody's gonna say, they're gonna have this like weight lifted off their shoulders. Every true faithful, they're gonna just really rejoice. But I don't know if the next Super Bowl will be the best. I just know, like you said, if Purdy would have won that game last year, that probably would have been the best Super Bowl, just because of the whole miracle season and everything. It was just, wow. Last year, 4 quarterbacks, and that's my last question for everybody. How many quarterbacks do we keep this year? Do we keep 3 on our roster and 1 on the practice squad, or how many? Because I think we keep all 4. I really do. Steve-O, what do you think?
I'm cutting my internet's cutting out. I'm gonna say 6. No, we're 6. Definitely keeping 3. How many we use? Probably 2. Okay. Most teams will probably use 2. I think 80% of the league will use 2.
David, how many do you think we're going to use, and do we keep any on the practice squad?
I think we're keeping 3. Brandon Allen gets cut, and he's going to be our practice squad QB.
Yeah. I think we keep 3, and Brandon Allen's our practice squad. Corey, what do you think?
Well, let me ask the other question.
Sorry. Sorry.
I think one of the Cincinnati games was the best. That's when we had to come back and beat Cincinnati with the last play. And
so you're ranking that one as our best Super Bowl win, even if we would have won with Purdy. Okay.
What was the second question?
The second question was, how many quarterbacks do we keep on? Yeah, I got excited too. How many quarterbacks do we keep for the year? Do we keep 3 on the squad? Do we keep 1 as a practice squad, or?
I think we keep 3, and 1 of them gonna be on the practice squad.
Yeah, they changed the rule just for us. So,
Yep, we're lucky.
well,
We got a rule
they
change.
late and $1 short, but it is what it is. And
You know, they give us an extra quarterback, but then they cripple our draft selection and say, "Okay, you're going to get a big league kicker. We'll do this on special teams for you." How do you like that? So the NFL is all about balance, right? So I appreciate that.
it's
Right.
equal across the league though, so we'll see.
Yeah, we will definitely. I'm going to be really excited to see how they attack the special teams this year. Watch out for the onside kicks, the swib kicks. You know, those guys in the front, they're going to be, they better be locked on. Those kickers are going to be trying to kick them out their helmets and kick them out their knees and stuff, you know, the ball. And if those guys don't catch the ball and it hits them, or if they don't get on the ball, that ball's still alive. So
Yep.
I think there's going to be a lot more onside kicks this year, attempted and recovered by the kicking team. So, all right, Corey, let's give it to you. What do you got going on today? Where can we find you? What time can we find you? And what do you got going on?
Well, you know, yesterday I told you I was probably gonna be, but I went to the casino yesterday.
Me too.
I went to River Rock yesterday. So today I'm gonna relax till 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, my show. I'm doing a show. We're gonna do a hangout show, and we're also gonna talk. Ask which book. Have a vote. Hopefully everybody's there. We can vote which book we gonna conquer on
Same book.
Thursday. On Thursday. So it's gonna be a different book. Got 3 of them to choose. So John J, yes, I am having a show at 7 o'clock today. If you still listening.
Yeah. Appreciate everybody who's still here, still listening. And yes, please check out Corey a little bit later tonight, 7 o'clock, California time. He will be having a show and we will be discussing 49ers and upcoming trivia questions. Steve, what you got going on for the rest of the day, the week? Anything coming up that you want to plug or talk about?
I don't know what I'm doing. Bought a new flag to hang. 'Cause left mine outside last year, and it got all weathered. And you know, just doing the American thing. Remember what 4th of July is all about. It's not just, you know, barbecue and hamburgers and hot dogs. What it's stuff like that. You get it off for a reason.
Hey, thank you very much for that because that's very true. There's a lot of men and women out there that's done different things for the United States. There's people that mean the world, and you know, there's nothing else in that really matters because that flag is what is giving them their life and their opportunity. And if you don't understand what that really means, then you should really take some time and pause and look at it and understand what it means. Not just our flag, other people's flags, other countries' flags. Flags mean something. They have a symbol, and there's a lot that goes into them. And there's a lot of underlying meaning. And for us, the 4th of July is more than just a day to eat hamburgers and hot dogs. Hopefully, you can get some tri-tip or something else, you know, maybe a steak, drink a nice beer or something. And again, my wife said it earlier. Remember, the July 5th is the day we all want to wake up with all our fingers and toes. And, you know, sure, it's fun to have fireworks and stuff like that, but that's not what the whole day is about. And we do get the day off as a holiday to be able to take a break and remember all the importance of the meaning. Mr. David McKnight.
From the Giants, blew off his finger.
Yes.
What was
Yes.
his name? What was his name?
Oh,
Something. Paul Pierre.
Pierre.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pierre Paul.
Pierre Paul. Yep. He blew off like what, his index finger, or he lost a couple fingers, I thought. But oh, and then shout out to Steve Young too. If you guys didn't know, Steve Young was holding a firework in his hand at one time when he was younger, and it blew apart his fingers too. It got put him back together, but not supposed to hold the firework after you light it. You're supposed to say, not supposed to just stand there and hold it. So, yeah, he was lucky. It didn't blow off his finger, but it blew him apart. He did have some issue right there. He's definitely bleeding and in some pain. Okay, David, what do you got going on? What do you got going on that you'd like to plug? Tell anybody about, and what you got going on for the rest of the week, or anything you want to talk about?
Well, tonight we got the Corey Davis stream, and then tomorrow it's you and me and Damian Lee. I'm looking forward to that one. And Corey, are we starting a new trivia book this upcoming Thursday?
Yes.
Okay, then we're gonna have the trivia stream on Thursday. No Border Sports Friday NFL Variety Show, and then of course the Coffee Talk Saturday and Sunday.
And if you can't decide on the book, I think the tie should be to the winner of last season.
All right, so there's definitely a lot of going on. We got football coming, but in between then, we're still going to be having a lot of fun. A lot of good people coming on. Damian Lee will be coming on me and David's show tomorrow, 5:30 California time. We will be talking 49ers with him, giving him some hard questions. Who's his favorite Cowboy player? Of course, no. What Cowboy player he might have always had a crush on and wanted on the Niners? Maybe stuff like that. But we're gonna be getting his insight of him being a 49er fan, living in Dallas, the enemy territory, and just having a good conversation with him. So please tune in. Damian Lee's everywhere. He supports all kinds of 49er content creators, and really excited to get to talk to him. I've talked to him maybe once or twice on a stream, and Monday will be me and David's opportunity to interview him. So it's going to be a great show. And then, yes, please check out Corey tonight, and I'll be having stuff coming out throughout the week. Tony, my wife, will have a show here soon. Thursday, she's going to start doing every Thursday shows, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Please check out the Friday No Border Sports Show. It's starting to have a lot more pop and sizzle, and we should be having more and more like music, more and more news reports. Raphael, he's been coming in, dropping some nice raps. We really appreciate that. We got Jeff, as always. He's our rap master at this time until he gets unseated. Even if you get unseated, we still like your rap. And then Tommy Huxley, he might be coming in here soon too to play some guitar for us. So please check that out. And shout out to my guy earlier today. Came in early. Orlando Magic. He sings, so he might be coming on the channel too to say hello and maybe bring some different type of vibes to the Friday night show. Orlando Magic Nation. So please check him out if you guys can. Go give him a subscribe. He's a cool guy. He's a 49er fan. I think he's in Florida. And again, he might come on the Friday night show and give us a little bit of his vocals. So definitely tune in. And with that, guys, check out everybody. Got a good show, and appreciate all the subscribes and the shares. And we're going to get out of here, and we'll be back tonight on Corey Davis' show. So we'll see you then. With that, we're out of here, everybody.
Go Niners!
Go Niners.
F the Lambs.
F the Lambs. F the AOT.